morning, Jay. I want to take a moment here and review the lesson that we had yesterday. It was a pleasure meeting you, pleasure talking with you, and I'm glad we kind of got together and talked about what your expectations were and what you were looking to do here. When we look at the golf swing here on the video here, what we're kind of looking at or what we're trying to achieve. I know you said every shot with the driver we're going left, 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 left. So one of the things that first to point out here, I'm going to erase that arrow that's there. Was kind of reviewing it, looking at it here before I started the video. But as we look here, one of the first things I would tell you, with an individual of your stature, of your build, what we want to make sure of is that everything is balanced, everything is in an athletic stance. You said you played the football, the baseball. I thought even some basketball, if I remember correctly, but as we look here, when we look at your stance here, you can ultimately see already that as we set up, the stance is open, a little bit open to the target. Now, by open on that target here, what happens here, the hips, the shoulders, the feet are going the direct opposite way. So the upper half of your body is going left with the lower body going to the right. So it's almost set up to have that direct pull. Now, second, because of the position, I want to get you more in an athletic stance. A little bit flexing the knees, squaring up these knees, these hips, and these shoulders. Okay? So by doing that, getting a little more athletic stance, a little more flexing the knees, getting the weight up onto the balls of her feet, allows us to swing back and swing through a little bit better on a little better transition through. Second, as we take the golf club back, I think you're in a good position here. Transition back, we see the club go up. Now, from this point here, what tends to happen here sometimes is as we take the club up, on occasion we see that left foot come up off the ground. Now you see that position right back here. And because of that, what can happen too is we go to come down from the top. That can allow us to kind of feel that little pull out because we're trying to get back to that left side. But in your case, what happens here, you get the club up to the top. I'd almost tell you, I want you to stop right about there because this right here is all wasted. There's no point. There's no added turn in the shoulders as we see here. All there is your right hand saying, okay, let's just flatten the club. Now, if you think about baseball, we talked about baseball and said, you don't lay the club or you lay the bat down on your shoulders before you swing to hit the ball. So ideally, what I'd like to see is you turn up something about right here because then it's easier to deliver that club back down on the same path. Now with you, as what happens, you lay it down there, so then what happens, you turn back through, that right hand gets over a little over the top of it. Now our plane is a little over the top. Club fights to try to get through. So now because it's lower to the top, shoulders open, stance open, ball goes to the left every time. All right, we start feeling that swing. Another thing we start feeling is you kind of feel that right shoulder kind of leading it. Now listen, the first thing I asked you if you were a pull hitter when you played baseball. Pull hitter down and across. So we worked on a couple things. Things first, let's look at the stance here. Look to the side view of you here. Try to make sure everything looks good here. There's that foot going up. Down through. Alright, so we go forward. This here is where we talked about the stance. Squared everything up a little bit. Now we see a little bit more of that left side compared to what we've seen before. We've seen nothing of that left side. Just by flexing the knees, get a little more flex in the knees. We see here, 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 and about here. Okay, there. What we're looking at is going kind of straight up. Weight gets back to the heels. Well, you don't tend to get the transfer like we want to see. So first off, talked about getting here. There's a little bit, there's that better stance, better position. I think this transition through here looks so much better. It's setting that club right down on your shoulders. So what we found here is when you did this, in this position on the right-hand side, what we found is once you did this, you took the club up and you're like, all right, here, we'll get it set up here. Here's at the ball, much better position. We turn up, and from this set, as you came down, much better position, night and day here. But what I want to see at first, you can kind of see that ball take off right there. Let me draw that line there. There's the ball here. And then following straight out at the target. That's what we want to see compared to here. Going left of the target. Two things here by doing this. Just by allowing you to return back on the same path, you can see here, hands come almost identically down that straight path that we were talking about. Hands come down the line. Look where this club is right here as you come up through. Right through here. Finishes higher in the golf swing, almost like you're handing me the golf club. Kind of position I told you. I wanted you to feel down, and almost like you're swinging that club towards right field, or swinging that club out towards me and up. Difference here, club comes here, comes down and up and around. I'll show you right through here compared to up a little bit higher. As we look at these positions, much better transition down and through, club getting on that better path, ball going straighter at the target. Now, after a couple times, we started to leave the ball out to the right. So what happens here, what we talked about is you start to go revert a little bit back to your old swing and getting just a little over. So what I did here for you is I took a little dowel rod, and I said, let's take this dowel rod, let's put that right under. And what I told you I wanted you to do, you got the flex in these, things are squared up. We're up, and you kind of see that transition here compared to big difference. You can see a difference in shoulder tilt. I wish I would have had a side view on it. Shoulder tilt here showing me that see a lot more of this left arm, a little less of it here, showing that you're going around your body. Night and day difference here. Even right, we can show you here. See how much of a upright position here. You're coming a little more shallow, down through the shot, down at the target. Look at that. Watch that club follow down the line. Big time difference. It's just like you come here and then you swing up. Here, your whole body was turning down through that target at the target line. That was a great swing there, Jay. And that's kind of what we were looking for. So, thoughts being here when we review. First off, one, we're shortening the golf swing. We're not allowing that club to come all regular, just like baseball. We're not resting that club on the shoulders. Much better position here compared to here. Night and day difference. Okay? So when the club is different, look how you made more of a full shoulder turn here. Shoulders up over that hand, those clubs right over that right shoulder. Here, it's here, and then you rest it right on the shoulders, right there. Here, you can swing through from this position on the right-hand side night and day every time. So that's one. Two, stance. Getting that stance, a little more weight on the balls of the feet, flexing the knees, supporting that body. Square the feet, square the knees, square the hips, and square the shoulders. Get that just a little bit square position here. Well, we can see, obviously, because we can see that left side right there compared to seeing nothing of the left side, everything being open to the target. All right? Because the feet, hips, knees, and shoulders have to be all lined together. And then lastly, as you come back, I want you to feel like that right shoulder was turning down, that right hip was coming through, right through there. Great position. Down through the shot, extending out at the target, and then up. Now, Jay, if you have any questions, just give me a call up at the shop, or give me a call on my cell phone, 314-724-6539, or shoot me an email at michaelwyattgolf@gmail.com. Thank you.